Hello, my lovely watchers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot. Today, we're going to be looking at self-love reading, ways that you can improve mastery over yourself, over your sense of well-being, and manifesting love into your life as well, because that's something that I'm seeing come up a lot more in the collective is this pull towards wanting community and family and the lack of reciprocity that comes with that sense of union. And a lot of that begins with unlearning old habits we might have known for a while. And one theme that keeps coming up every single reading I do, it has to do with this healing a lack of love that seems to be stemming from a wound in society. And so what I'm here to do is to help the collective in any way I can. If you clicked onto this video and you want to know more about what Spirit says and divine guidance for your healing path forward, then this is something for you to hear and something for you to take with you during your own self-love journey, whether you are manifesting a relationship, a career, an opportunity in life, or just want to work on yourself in good faith. I give these messages to help people ascend and align with their highest self. And if you're here, I'm very happy to have you here, for you to join me on this journey. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more of these readings. Or if you're just stopping by, I welcome you for a visit or to stay. And I am going to be tapping into more so an energy of this collective, because there's a lot of stagnancy here, this want to move forward. And there's a lot of passion and love, but sometimes there are wounds that we see that have gone unhealed for a long time, and it takes a light to be shined on it for us to bring up to heal, just in general. So let me be that guide and that sounding board, and I'm going to welcome Spirit to speak through me and give any guidance that this collective might need for your best path and healing. And I'm mostly going to be doing energy channeling. So the pacing of this is slightly slower and I might sound a little bit different, but this is usually how I channel when I'm direct from source and not just reading cards. So we're going to be looking at these and then channeling messages and getting some charms out for further clarification. So let me tap into the energy here, seeking the truth, divine justice, things always being returned to you in the way they were received before. When you're starting brand new, they will receive back to you again in the way they're meant to be. Tenfold, you will receive back to you what you lost. And that's the nature of the universe and law of attraction, healing in yourself, and almost demanding from the universe compensation just through your energy alone and your will alone. Saying, this is what I gave, this is what I'm willing to give and have always given, but what am I willing to receive now? Because that's a new way of thinking entirely, receiving back. We're not used to it. We've acclimated to breadcrumbs. We've survived hiking the Himalayas with nothing but trail mix and salt and whatever water sources we can find, but the journey, the hike up that mountain is not sustainable with those breadcrumbs alone. But we manage and we adapt to that way of living because maybe that's all we were taught to receive and that's what we learned in life. But shining light on the truth of it, it's not easy, it's difficult. And that's why karmic relationships exist, because in a sense, think of it from a psychology point of view. you are going to repeat the same patterns, because unless you unlearn what you know, you're going to do things the same way your entire life. This is the only way I know to go about a relationship, therefore I'm going to continue to go through it. And rather than looking inside and saying, how can I manifest a better relationship by rethinking how I approach these partnerships, these situations, even job and career, it's all the same energy, what we give in versus what we receive out of that. It's all coming from that point of an internalized pattern, which is no different from manifesting anything into our reality, because it takes a force of will and our mind to be able to make that real. But if our mind is programmed with our default factory settings and our family programmed us to be a certain way, we're going to keep repeating that cycle. And if you learn a new way, one that is better for you, that is more sustainable, it's going to take time to heal and adapt to that, especially if there's forces outside of you that might be wanting you to change back into the person you were, want to stop moving forward and healing because they see you moving forward and healing without them and they don't like the truth. You're living in your truth, but they can't handle that truth. They're here. They're standing there with their sword blocking the door. This Knight of Swords energy, I'm being told, is the thing that's blocking you from moving towards your manifestations. And it could be just an old thought pattern, this old truth that you need to unlearn to step into your truth. What are your needs? What are your wants? What are your desires? Don't listen to what people told you should want. Listen to what you know you need. That is valid, and that so much is clear because that's what I keep seeing repeated over and over again. And I feel like this is a very, very much a larger collective, large scale thing, because this translates not only to relationships, but our thought patterns and our patterns of behavior in our careers and how we approach the world from within ourselves. That mindset needs to shift for your world to change and align, whether you believe in manifestations or not, whether you believe in any of this, you understand on a very deep level that your mind is so much more powerful. You understand the placebo effect, how your thoughts can shape your reality, how you can manifest certain things into your life just by thinking it. If you think you're going to fail, your brain is going to train you to fail. If you think you're going to succeed and you keep committing to succeeding, you will, because it's your thoughts alone that create your life and this beautiful image of what you want it to be, not who they want it to be, and not who you thought you needed to be to get this. You be you. Be you. There is a lot of grace, goodwill, and karma coming this way when you follow that path of love. And there's a lot of hostility outside of you as you seek that path, as you learn to be yourself and grow. There are going to be people who are going to say, wait, don't go without me. But it's going to come across and be portrayed as, don't you dare heal anymore. I can't leave. I don't want you to leave me. It's going to come across as projection of, haven't you done enough in your life? Haven't you accomplished enough? Isn't it good enough for you? Because I received a message in a dream a while ago when I was working on my own healing. And the message was, people will convince you to lower your standards and tell you you can't do any better, when the truth is you can only do better. You can always do better. We are always learning and growing and evolving. And there are people who stay stuck in their own patterns and behaviors, and they convince you there's something wrong with you because you're abandoning them. No, you have not abandoned yourself. You're moving on with your life, and they don't like it because they're afraid to do what you do. They're afraid to choose to love. If you're here and you're choosing love and you're still listening to me, you've already succeeded because your will is taking you forward. Your energy alone, by being brought here and staying here and still listening to me when I'm coming forward with the anger of Michael and my own higher self, because this is also me. Like, I channel these entities because I shine that light, because I know what it's like to be in a position where I was healing and people told me, hold back, stop healing, stop what you're doing. And it's like, I'm not even done yet. I haven't reached my goal. And you're telling me the people who told me I was not good enough, convinced me I needed to heal and change, saw me changing and making that goal and said, no, that's no, stop. stop, you've done enough. And it's like, you told me I wasn't good enough. You told me I wasn't worthy of your love until I reached this point. Well, I'm going to reach that point, and you're telling me to stop halfway. No. And your own mind can convince you to stop halfway because you're afraid of losing old people and connections and relationships that are not good for you. And that's perfectly normal. That is fine. It's a grief to have to walk away from people that you trusted, that you thought were going to be there in the long run, and you find out they were lying to you. They were with you as long as you were with them, but they were giving you breadcrumbs. They weren't giving you an oxygen mask when you were deciding that you were climbing Mount Everest. And you were doing it once, maybe for survival, because you didn't know any other way, because you were along for a ride with a person or a family that you really didn't have any choice but to be a part of, whether it is because you were born into it or because you found yourself in it. But now for your own survival, you need to let go of the people and the thought patterns and the people who enable those thoughts, because you're free. You're moving from this Queen of Swords energy to the King of Swords. I just heard the word trowel. You are planting your own garden, but first you need to get rid of the weeds, and that can basically be something that was planted in your own mind that you are transcending and surpassing. But it does take mindfulness and the skills required. And I heard the word ethics, an ethical teacher too, because you need to stand by what is right for you. And overcoming wounds, and let me just say, overcoming trauma bonds especially, it's not easy. If you're very much a spiritual or empathic or just a generally kind person, and you're almost with someone who's addicted to your love, and you don't know any better, or you have your own attachment wounds, it's going to suck to have to walk away from that. You don't know any other way of being, and that's perfectly normal. And it takes another person, a third party person, to plant those seeds that are opposite to what you were taught so you can learn and grow. But on some level, you already knew the truth. You almost wanted people to convince you it wasn't real, to deny it. You wanted people to just say, oh no, that's not right. You wanted people to tell you you were wrong so you wouldn't have to deal with the fears of overcoming this challenge, whether it's an internal battle or external. But a lot of things that came from your environment and outside world are manifesting within right now. And that's a struggle that might be going on. And self-love, and not self-deprecation or shame, is going to get you to a point of healing. And I know what it's like to be addicted to that cycle of wanting to self-deprecate and hurt yourself. And that is a survival mechanism, guys. My beautiful people, that is a survival mechanism that you were trained to use to adapt to people who were cruel to you, who might have been just plain old really mean. Your angels are really angry on your behalf because they're cursing clairaudiently. I don't like that. I'm not going to say that, but they get mad. Michael, y'all, he gets really mad on your behalf. And it's interesting because a little bit more lately, I've been picking up skeptics coming across my videos. And that's quite intriguing to pick up on that energy. And one thing I will say is, like, you don't have to believe in this. You really don't. You have to, how do I say this? You don't have to believe in God or spirituality or all this stuff. Believe in you first. One of the things that Spirit said as I was manifesting a more aligned path and embracing my family heritage and traditions and tapping into my ancestors, one thing he revealed to me, the truth of just existence in general, is he doesn't care if you believe in him. He doesn't care if you think he exists or not. What he wants is for us to love each other, to be there for each other, to live in peace as one family. That is what matters to God. He doesn't care if you believe in him or not. He cares that you get along, because that's the laws of the universe and the laws of attraction. Is if you love your fellow man or the fellow beings on this world, the animals, if you just love, you are loving God. God is everything. God is just the universe as a whole expressing itself and witnessing itself. And we are experiencing this in a finite moment. And it's just wasted on hating and fearing and questioning whether or not God is real or exists. He doesn't care. Believe in yourself and you believe in God. Believe in your own mental health and well-being and your worth, and you believe in God. Protect the people around you and yourself, and you are protecting God. That's what he said. And you might feel alienated from the people around you, but we are all connected. There are so many people who resonate with this. And I know that even as I feel this and I can relate to this, I'm not alone. And I used to be a skeptic too. So I'm just going to say, sometimes you need a person outside of your environment, outside of your world, to tell you, hey, you're right, they're wrong. Your thought patterns were ingrained in you from childhood, and that's not right. And this might be coming from a psychic who's just reading cards and channeling energy, but on some level you understand on a practical way and psychologically that is real. I'm just presenting it to you in a different way. And it's coming from a person who has no stake in the game. This is completely channeling from spirit. Whether you believe it or not, you understand a truth here. And that is what I'm giving to you for confirmation is you are right and they are wrong about so many things. And if you think you might be wrong about something, seek an outside source, not from these people who repeat those patterns, from someone, a counselor, a therapist, a specialist, anyone. If you have some thoughts that contradict the thoughts that you were taught before or others in your neighborhood or in your inner circle, talk to someone you can trust. Talk to anyone else outside of this. Get another opinion because they're going to keep repeating the same lies about you that you're going to tell yourself, and you're never going to get this moment of abundance and peace. You're never going to get this as long as you stay stuck in that thought pattern. And this is the tough love from the universe. And that was the thing that got me outside of the stuckness in my own journey. I sought outside sources. I talked to other people, even if it was a stranger, even if it was someone who had radically different opinions than my own. I got a better insight into something I didn't even consider. That is why I'm here in the first place, is because I opened my mind and I chose to change. I didn't need to conform to their beliefs. I just needed to see something outside of myself and outside of the world that I knew, and that changed everything forever. It's just that eureka moment that needed to come from an unlikely source that I didn't even realize I needed, and I just came across by happenstance, and that happens all the time in all of our lives. Sometimes it's just a stranger who comes along, says the right thing at the right time to confirm something, and then your life has changed forever. I will never get over how many times, even before I believed in this, even before I started this journey, before I started being this channeler and this healer, that I witnessed this happen over and over again. It was like a one person would say something and it would click with me. It would change my life forever. It happened so many times. And I might never see that person again, but that one thing changed it forever. And even to this day, if I doubt my own thoughts, I go back to another source, whether it's just journals I wrote during my journey, my healing, whether it's a counselor or an outside opinion. And they might not believe what I believe. They might believe that they might be skeptics themselves. And it's like, that doesn't matter to me. They have the right to believe what they believe. You have a right to live in your truth. You can think that this is all a bunch of baloney, but I am just going to say to you, that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is you get the healing and self-love you deserve. And that's all that should matter to you. Don't care what other people think. Continue to be your skeptical self. We need that type of balance in the universe because we can go in either direction. We can go so far into the spiritual realm that we lose track of the physical world. We need skeptics in the world. We need the logical minded people who are questioning this and questioning the opinions of others. We need it more than ever. But you do so with good intentions and kindness in your heart. And you love yourself as you are moving forward. And I'm just going to say this. You don't need to believe in God, but he believes in you. And I believe in you too, because I know you can freaking do it. I am a testament of if I can do it, anyone can. So many obstacles. I've seen people move mountains, not just climb them, with their will alone. It is impossible that you can let yourself down at this point. If you made it this far and you're here and you're concentrating on your self-love journey, but it just takes a step outside of the life you knew, the environment you're in, and the people, and maybe just a different point of view. And even if you don't adapt or conform to that point of view, it's far enough removed from what you knew that it gives you somewhere in the middle. It's like, I'm going to talk to someone who believes in God versus someone who believes in nothing, not even themselves. And somewhere in the middle, you're going to find yourself. Because these people don't believe in anything, and they're forcing you not to believe in yourself. Go to someone who believes in something, and you might even find yourself in that. And it's just the pure energy alone of speaking with someone who stands by their belief, who has merit, who has empathy, and holds space for you. Because I hold space for everybody. I don't care if you believe in this. I don't care if you think I'm kooky. I don't care. You're here for a reason, and I welcome you. So, actually, I think that's all I have for you today. That really did come through clearly. I just want to say thank you very much. If you stuck through this long, I really wish you well on your healing journey. We all deserve this place of self-love, and anything I can do to help the collective gain mastery over this, just a beautiful part of my own healing journey. So I wish you well, dear viewers. Have a very, very blessed day.